the reason why you didn't say anything because she probably would panic and maybe get everyone killed.
Basically, yes.
How are you today?
Fine, how are you?
Pretty good. A lot better now that I finally have you in the seat. We're here to talk about the murders that took place in 2006. I want to know, how did you come in contact with Ashley Baskerville?
I was locked up with her when I was younger, and I had ran into her, exchanged phone numbers and that sort of thing.
How were you introduced to these two guys, Ricky Gray and Ray Dandridge?
Through Ashley.
Because I asked that because you know on the documentary, her aunt says that you in fact introduced her niece to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true?
Not at all.
A lot of people feel that you should have got locked up. A lot of people may feel that you should have been one of the victims. What do you say to the critics?
My response to that would be, you would have to actually be in that situation before you can dictate. You can't tell me how I should have reacted if you wasn't in that situation, basically. You know, what would you do if you were faced with murderers? You're gonna pick up the phone and call the police? Really, like right there? I mean, it's not that easy, it's not that simple. You know, it was like survival of the fittest, so I did what I had to do. I felt was right to make sure me and my family was safe.
What did you do? I mean, like, this is amazing to me and a lot of the people in the public. How did you survive? What, do you have a certain method? Or?
Method? No. It was just survival skills. You know, I've been through a lot of my life, and I had to think. You know, I had to really think and use my brain. And I know that panicking wasn't the best. It wasn't the best option. So I tried to maneuver my way strategically so that my family would be safe. You know, I felt we couldn't help Ashley. It was already going. By the time I was even introduced to these guys, they already knew that they wanted to kill her or whatever. That was out of my hands, as well as the Harvey family. I didn't know nothing about them.
Did Ashley actually want her mother or her father dead? What was that about?
Ray, he actually confided in me a lot, and he told me that she came to, you know, them and told them that she wanted them to kill her stepfather because he was molesting her when she was younger or something to that sort. You know, I really wasn't taking it all in. It was kind of like, you know, hard to believe.
And your family are the only people who came in contact with these murderers, and you survived it. You are the only people who survived. How did you feel to be the only survivor? Do you ever feel guilty or?
No, never do I feel guilty, because I feel like I was a victim as well as the Harveys and the Baskervilles. I just feel that, you know, God guided me through the whole situation. I feel like if it wasn't God, you know, me and my family, we wouldn't have made it out alive. It wasn't me. I don't think it was my doing. I think He led me.
You know, you two, y'all were in the house a few days together, so do you think if you maybe tried to call, what do you think would have happened? What stopped? Because you knew what these guys were capable of. Was it fear?
I think it was a number of things. It was me trying to, basically, I didn't want my mother to know. I didn't want her to panic because I didn't, you know, I know how she is. And she just probably just panicked, and I don't know. So I waited for the moment where I felt it was the safest, and that's what I did. And I feel that I did something right because we still here, you know, today. We still alive, we still breathing. So to the critics who say I should have called sooner and all of that, that's their opinion. Everybody has one.
The items that were in the house at the time, receiving some of the gifts that belonged to a deceased family. Like, what was going through your head when you found that out, the actual cake and whatever that you received?
I don't think words can describe it. It's just something that I know for the long run, I probably will have to seek therapy behind it because it's a lot, it's a lot of different emotions. I deal with trust issues. I thought these guys were like two normal guys, and to find out that they killed children, around the same age as my children, like that's mind blowing. That's like, it's crazy.
When this happened, you took your son and you went to Detroit, halfway across the country. What was that about? Did it have something to do with these murders?
Yes, definitely.
You ran.
Yes.
You didn't have no money. You left. Were you traumatized by this or what?
Yes, I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to be on the same soil as these guys. So I went as far as I could possibly go, and I didn't look back.
You had a dream? Can you talk about that? Can you share that with us?
Basically, I dreamed about Ruby, and it was just like she came to me in my dreams. It was like thanking me for whatever reasons. Maybe it was like a subconscious dream for all the critics. I know that they probably not mad. They probably looking at this whole thing from heaven like they know what happened. Nobody else knows. God knows.
When these guys first arrived at your house, say they worked construction or something like that?
Yes.
What did they tell you? What did they cover up?
They said they was construction workers and they just came from New Jersey and they was just visiting something.
And they did have like toolbox, stuff like that?
Yes, they had like electronics and a toolbox.
Did these guys ever try to persuade you to come along with them?
Yes, they did.
You said no? Great choice. How is this affecting you now?
Definitely is. It's really hard for me to trust guys now. Like, I'm like really withdrawing from people. A lot of things, different things.
I want to take you back to a particular critic that I personally read. And the comment was, this family should be locked up. How you feel about that?
I really don't, because this person is ignorant to the fact. They don't know what we went through. They don't know. They probably could never do what I did. If it was them, they probably would be, no more, deceased. So I don't even feel anything for like stuff like that.
They knew nothing of the murderers until you all made that call. Am I right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. What do you say about the people criticizing you for reward money? What do you say to that? They were saying that all you want is reward money and all, what do you say about that?
I just know that I did a justice. I feel like I did a service. And the only reason I even pursued the money was because it was a reward up. So we're not entitled to it because why? Because we're not dead. If we was dead, then maybe we would be entitled to the money. Like that, it really doesn't make any sense.
What was it about this sweet potato pie? Because from the story, these guys were like infatuated with this pie. And was this one of y'all mental survival tactics? good meal?
Definitely. Anything it took, anything it took for them to feel like we were family or friends or anything besides the enemy that would make you want to slaughter us, like cattle or whatever, like whatever it took. A meal, sweet potato pie,
Chicken pot pie?
chicken pot pie.
The computer file. What happened when you saw Harvey and Baskerville on the computer, laptop, or what have you? What happened?
Initially, they led me to believe, this is his laptop, he works and just a bunch of lies. So as time went on slowly, I realized that it's the same family that I seen on the news. That's when I knew it was real. That's when I felt like my life was in danger. And I knew I was dealing with something similar.
Your mother, Miss Latoya Pauley, at what point did you tell her? What happened after that?
I told her the next morning after I seen the pictures. I woke her out of her sleep and I was like, Mom, wake up. I think these the guys that killed those people.
I know that it's unfortunate that it's come about behind, because of these murders, but how do you feel about being able to finally tell your story at least?
Of course I'm excited, but it's a downside to it because I know it's going to be like a lot of scrutiny and criticism and talk and just it's going to be a lot. I'm so used to being like a regular person and overnight it's like I'm going to be in the world's eye. The whole world going to be able to see me.
You up for the challenge?
Of course.
Some good can come out of tragedy. And for your case, let's hope that you can turn tragedy into something positive. Or maybe you can use your life, your experiences to help other people, other young people, young women like yourself. Latoya Pauley, what do you say? Do you have any advice for young girls like yourself at their age who live on these social websites, who date these guys they don't even know they would go meet them on the social website and meet them places and don't even know them? What do you say, in light of your situation? What do you say to these young girls?
I would say that life is too valuable. You have to value your life more. You have to be careful who you let into your immediate circle. It's very dangerous out here. I can see myself talking to trouble youth, trying to motivate them and steer them into the right direction.
I think that your voice could be very powerful. Just your experience alone, to share that to a public world stage, and particularly with this story, to come through something like that, and so many people died, passed away, and you made it through to tell your story. I think it's definitely worth telling.